Hello and welcome to Mike's Garage. I've been getting excited here. Things are getting better all the time. They're getting better because I'm getting into this build now like I've been trying to do, which is really, really special. So first thing I want to say is be sure, and if you have not subscribed yet, please do. And when you do, when you do, please click on the little notification bell. So if or whenever we put up a new video, you'll be notified. This is great stuff. I'm having fun now. On our last video, what we did was we mounted the wheel and the brake, and again, this is just mock-up stuff, and basically we're doing it to see what we have, what we don't have, what fits, what doesn't fit. There are things that will be replaced, there are things that will be restored, there will be things that will be repaired. And so we're just trying to get a feel for all of it by doing all of it. Now we've got the wheel here. The next thing that we come to, see, we haven't done any of the brake linkage. That's all right. We don't need to do brake linkage yet. However, I would like, and I'm doing this on purpose, I'm pulling parts out that look pretty ragged. It's because it's what I have. And I may have a better one of these transmission plates, but this is the one I have right now, and I haven't cleaned it or anything. It was chrome at one time, it still is, and looking at it carefully, I honestly believe after I clean it up good and put a nice polished transmission on it, it's going to look pretty nice, I think. Anyway, transmission plate mounts just like that. In fact, I think we already showed that putting one into my shovel head. But now we're doing the Flathead 80, which will be more than 80, which is exciting. Okay, so here is the transmission plate. Now, as we go over the frame, we want to make sure that all the threads and everything is in good shape, because we're going to either paint it, powder coat it, do something with it. And the main idea is that when it's all freshened up and painted, that all the threads and everything are ready to use. So I have this beautiful set of thread chasers here. And thread chasers are not like a normal tap. A normal tap is something that will cut a beautiful thread. This tool is made for cleaning up an existing thread. You know, I've actually gone through these a little bit. So this chaser is going to go right in here like this. But lubing it and running it through the thread is the way to do it. This is a 3/8 fine. And if you look at it, you can see the way the threads are. And this stuff ends up, all the junk that comes out of those threads ends up in these grooves. I probably already did these. I don't remember. This frame's been laying around for 30 years. But there it is. And so that takes care of the tranny plate threads, which is pretty wonderful. So now when we bolt this transmission plate down, it's going to be just fine. By the way, it has a nice flat fit to it. There's no wobble or anything like that. The guy that cherried this frame out really knew what he was doing. Okay, so there's the transmission plate. We've got the wheel and the brake on it. Sounds like a song from Cub Scouts, but you know, the wheel goes on the frame and the frame goes on the lift, and okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, so there is the tranny plate. Next thing I wanted to show, now, I've been asked to show more tools, and that's what I'm concentrating on at the moment. This is a tap that most people don't have in their set. If you're tapping threads for pipe fittings, usually on a Harley, it's 1/8 pipe thread, which is labeled 1/8-27, 27 threads per inch. It's interesting, in National Pipe Threads, it'll say NPT on the tap, National Pipe Thread. It's interesting that National Pipe Threads are all 27. I say all 27. I know they are from the sizes I use, which is up to about 3/8, is about as big as I ever get to on a bike. But this one is for Zerk fittings. Harley Davidsons use grease fittings, Zerk fittings or grease fittings, that are an NPT, National Pipe Thread, 1/16. Now, if you're playing with shovel heads or pan heads or anything that has pipe fittings on it, you're usually working with 1/8" pipe fittings. 1/16 pipe. Now, right here on the cross shaft for the brake, there's a hole here. And what goes into that hole is a Zerk fitting from Harley Davidson. Now, that same Zerk fitting is probably used on a lot of other things, but all of the old Harley Zerk fittings were 1/16 pipe. And I've got to get my face right in there to get that pipe tap started properly. But a Zerk fitting goes in here, and this is normal maintenance, to take your grease gun and pump some grease into there. What's in there? There's 2 bronze bushings in there. And surprisingly, they're in pretty good shape. There's one on this side and one on this side. And here is a brand new shaft to go through there. And I'm just going to slide it right in real careful like. I would naturally grease it before I put it in there. And what this cross shaft does is the brake pedal is mounted over there with a rod to a lever on this shaft. When you push on the brake pedal, it rocks this shaft, which pulls a lever over here and a rod back to the rear brake. That's why that's called a cross shaft. And if you look at a lot of old choppers that are running disc brakes on the rear or any kind of hydraulic brake, they just don't use this tube, and most guys just leave it there because it's part of the original frame, and it's pretty cool. So, but we're going to use it. We're going to use the old mechanical brakes. I want to see how well I can actually make an old set of mechanical brakes work. I've done some pretty good ones. I want to do these even better and see how well I can do them. So that's what's going to happen. So today what we've done is we've got the threads restored, checked out, ready for a tranny plate, and we've got the cross shaft here. Doesn't look as though we need to replace the bronze bushings that are in there. And we've got the tap out here. Normally I would have that all lubed. We'll lube it after it's painted. But we've got all of that done, and the 1/16 tap, so we can do the Zerk fittings. There's a Zerk fitting goes right there, and I'll pull this seat post out, and we will do the Zerk fitting that's right here on the frame. Can you bring the camera over here and show this? Actually, can you? Well, okay, you do it from this side. That's where the Zerk fitting goes, and what that does is it lubes the exterior of this post, because there's a bronze bushing in here too that's in pretty good shape. So that's where we're at for now, other than the fact that we're waiting for more parts, and I keep saying that and I keep digging out more, so we're going to get more going on. I promise I'm going to do my best to get more going on. No matter how bad the system hangs us up, we're going to keep going. So we're going to be doing more next time, and until then, see you out on the road.